Hey guys, welcome to Grounded Roots Healing. I'm Jason and I'm a lot of things. One of them being a spiritual teacher, I suppose, even though I'm getting 0 views on this channel. It is what it is, or next to it. I had a rough day. I had a great start to my day. I had a Zoom meeting with Isabel Katrina and went very well. She's very good at what she does. And I learned a lot of things, one of them being my inner child is not even close to being healed. Or at least that's what it feels like today. So I'm mad. Angry, to be more precise. Very fucking angry. And I'm not sure why. And I suspect that after talking to Isabel, I went and did some grounding, and I've had a blockage in my sacral, which I think was put up. I know it was put up as a protective measure when I shut down as a 7-year-old due to all the stuff that happened to me. And I tried to force that open, I guess. And it led to a lot of anger. Now I've had trouble with anger. It's not that I haven't been angry before, but I feel shame when I do express anger. And I don't, because I held it in for so long, I don't even know how to express it properly or how to direct it in the right way. And just fly off the handle. And it's very common in autistic people, which I am autistic. So, yeah, my inner child is extremely pissed off. At least that's what I think is going on, if I'm not picking up on someone else's anger and misinterpreting it, because I don't even know how to do that either. But it's a confusing mess that I'm in at the moment. Yeah, he's not happy. As far as I can see, Amanda's been trying to help me through it, but there's just, I don't know what I'm doing. Like I said before in many of the other videos, the breadth of understanding emotions that I have is piss poor. And it's because I never dealt with them in the moment. I was forced it down. If it was something that came up that was unacceptable in the environment that I was raised in, it wasn't safe for me to express it. Therefore, I didn't even feel it, and I pushed it deep into my subconscious, I guess. And now it's coming up. Now I've dealt with some of a lot of other things like shame and guilt and emotional trauma due to the SA and the bullying even, and the being misunderstood is still a big one. And being forced as a child who knew better even then than the adults around me to live that way and to have that all stolen from me, like my childhood, my ability to feel emotions, all of this repressed anger that's coming up and has to be dealt with now, I'm pissed off about it. And I've never let myself be pissed off. I've always tried to be the guy who turns the other cheek and forgives, and I'm pretty good at that, but I think it's only because this anger has never been actually dealt with. So I'm depending on how you look at this, I'm at my current level and the anger that I'm in, I feel as though I'm under attack due to low vibrational energy. Who's responsible for that? Well, there's lots of candidates out there, and use your imagination, I guess, to see how high that goes. But I feel that's to be the case, and my anger that I wouldn't allow to come up came up today, and normally I would be very forgiving, and I wished a lot of bad things on some people today, and that came from my inner child, who's, well, he's a child, and he's rightfully pissed off about what happened to him and what was taken away. And I've never let him experience that, like, let it out. So I let a lot of that out today, and I've been by myself quite a bit. It's not something I can get help with. It's just something that has to come out. I'm getting tired. You know, I just want peace. I just want some. I want to go on to the learning part of this, the experiencing these cool modalities like what Isabella does. Isabel, it was amazing. You know, that's all I want to think about. There's so much to be had by having conversations with people like her, and however, I still am not ready to move on to the next step, I guess. Or maybe this is just part of what needed to happen, more than likely. Nothing seems to be a coincidence, so there was some reason that I was drawn to call her. I've never had a reading done or anything like that. It's the first time I've ever paid for that, and it was well worth it. And you know, I want to talk about the cool things that I saw, and yet I'm just pissed off. So it is what it is. Yeah. No one said this would be easy. And that is an understatement, you know? I'm going to be vulnerable on camera. I don't give a shit what anyone thinks about me. It's all bullshit anyway. And my tolerance for the bullshit, it's low. I can't stand it anymore. This system is horseshit. This is a system of slavery that we've all been born into. And I don't think I've ever been mad enough that it is the way it is. It's another thing my inner child's pissed off at. That, you know, these people that I chose to be born into took my mother away from me. They killed her too. You know, they trying to kill me, trying to turn me into one of them or take me out of this game. Well, they were successful with my mother. That's pretty fucking bad. And I should be angry about this. Why did we do this to ourselves? If, you know, this is where the problem becomes us versus them. Because you want someone to blame for this. That's been a lot of crap I had to go through. And now I don't have my mother near me, and I never had a really good relationship because of all of this stuff. You know. And there are people to blame. But they're not. Depending on which level you look at it. I can pick people, and that is a trap. I can hate them for what they've done and for how they were made. But deep down, I know it's a trap. And even with these individuals who are above reproach, in my opinion, at least in the mood that I'm in at the moment, God made them. somehow, some way, he did. And there's no mistakes. And nothing is really lost, except that when you're in this 3D experiencing it, it certainly feels real, doesn't it? It certainly feels like something's lost. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm even talking about here, but sometimes you just got to turn the camera on and start talking, and maybe the answers come to you while you're doing it. That tends to be the case, and 11:11 on the clock. And, you know, I asked the universe for a door to kick down back when I was going through a lot of healing in the summertime several months ago. And the next day, it became apparent that I was supposed to make videos. Now, for what purpose? Because this is stalling completely. So I don't know what it is. I want a sign or some kind of validation, and it just isn't coming. And it's testing my faith, I guess. You know, there's a lot of pressure being put on. A lot of things breaking, a lot of things, you know. And again, I know that there's, at whichever level you're at, there's someone responsible for that. But when you go high enough, it's always you. So I guess I'm just confused and angry. And I'm going to experience it. And I'm just going to let it out because I don't want to hold this in anymore. This is sickening. Like, if my inner child, and this is the honest truth, was in charge right now, with the level of understanding he has, he'd probably hurt someone. And who's responsible for what happened? And I wouldn't blame him. How do I console? How do I parent a kid? It's like thinking about being the foster parent to your own self, to your own 7-year-old self who's been through hell, or 14-year-old self who even been through more hell than your 7-year-old self. And he's angry, you know. How do you console that kid? How do you... Maybe I need to read some books on being a foster parent. You just kind of have to be there for them, I think, and let them express it. You know, by some coincidence, we were watching a movie about being a foster parent last night. I'm going to rewatch that and see how they figured that out, how Mark Wahlberg figured out how to be a good foster parent. Yeah, it's a good movie. Yeah, I guess my humor's coming back. The answers just aren't there right now. So I guess I have to accept that and keep pushing forward and keep holding faith. I've said this before, but I don't know. What do you want from me, God? Do you want me destitute? Do you want me to have to go back into that system and work in that system? Do I deserve that? Have I not done enough? There's serious questions, and I wouldn't mind an answer, you know? Higher self, if you can give me a sign. You know, I've done so much healing. There's no way this can be for naught. You know, what a horrible joke that would be, wouldn't it? just that's it. I was going to make a video about a few other topics, like my dragon. Maybe I will after I finish this one. But for right now, this is life's bullshit. My inner child's pissed off. I went off by myself here to get this out of my system and spare Amanda the worst of it and hopefully feel better. Yeah. Boring video. But who cares? No one's watching it anyway. So, to all of you who still are watching my videos, there's about 30 of you. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I hope someone's getting something out of this. If you are, give me a comment or something. Just give me a little encouragement to keep going with this. So I'm not completely wasting my time, I guess. I would appreciate it. And if anyone's watched this to the end, please like and subscribe. It does a world of good. But if not, okay. Yeah. Anyway, as I always say, I hope this video finds you well. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow.